Just a toenail. That's all that separated the Baltimore Ravens from the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2024 NFL season opener. And as the final second ticked off the clock, it wasn't just the game that slipped away. It was a statement win for the Chiefs. For a brief moment, the Ravens thought they had tied the game. Lamar Jackson, fresh off an MVP season, had just led an incredible 77-yard drive, delivering a pinpoint pass to tight end Isaiah Likely. The stadium was buzzing, the Ravens sideline was celebrating, and then, upon review, it all unraveled. A smidgen of Likely's right toe landed out of bounds. No touchdown. Game over. The Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning back-to-back Super Bowl champions, escaped with a 27-20 victory. A toenail. That's it. But the truth is, this game wasn't as close as that moment might suggest. The Chiefs showed once again why they're the team to beat, while the Ravens proved they still have a lot to figure out if they want to dethrone the champs. Let's start with Kansas City. Sure, it wasn't a perfect performance. 3 drops in scoring position, a tipped pass that turned into a Roquan Smith interception. But this team just finds ways to win. Patrick Mahomes was, well, Patrick Mahomes. Aside from that one pick, he completed 20 of 28 passes for 291 yards and a touchdown. And he wasn't just relying on Travis Kelce this time. 7 different players caught passes, but here's the thing. None of those 7 were Kelce, at least not until later in the game. Mahomes spread the wealth, and then there was rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy. His speed and versatility were on full display, with a rushing touchdown and a highlight-worthy 35-yard catch for 6. Andy Reid's offense has always been known for its adaptability, but this season, it looks like the Chiefs have taken that to another level. With the depth of weapons at Mahomes' disposal and the continued creativity in Reid's play calling, Kansas City is showing us they might be even better than last year. On the defensive side, Chris Jones was an absolute force. His second quarter strip sack swung momentum in the Chiefs' favor, allowing them to take their first lead of the game. That's the hallmark of this Chiefs team. They find ways to win on both sides of the ball. While the Chiefs are showing new dimensions, the Ravens are still searching for consistency. Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP, was electric. He passed for 273 yards and added 122 on the ground. But once again, we saw a familiar problem for Baltimore. They rely too much on Jackson to do everything. Outside of Jackson's heroics, the Ravens' offense struggled. Derrick Henry, the big offseason addition, had 46 yards and a touchdown, but he wasn't the game changer they hoped for, especially when Baltimore fell behind. And while Isaiah Likely had a big night with 111 yards and a touchdown, the Ravens couldn't get their number 1 tight end Mark Andrews involved. 2 catches for 14 yards. That's not going to cut it against a team like Kansas City. And that brings us to the offensive line. A revamped unit that still looked shaky, leaving Jackson scrambling far too often. When he wasn't running for his life, he was forced to make quick, short throws, limiting the Ravens' ability to stretch the field. Zay Flowers, their promising second-year receiver, was once again used on short routes, hoping to create big plays with his speed. But without more downfield threats or time for plays to develop, this offense felt one-dimensional. Contrast that with the Chiefs, who seem to have endless options. Look at their backfield. Isaiah Pacheco, Samaje Perine, and rookie Carson Steele all got touches and made an impact. The Chiefs have mastered the art of using every player to their fullest potential. It's what keeps them at the top year after year. But the Ravens didn't go quietly. Trailing late in the fourth, Jackson put on his cape once again, willing Baltimore down the field. And for a brief moment, it looked like they'd done it. Jackson found Isaiah Likely in the back of the end zone for what would have been the game-tying score. But as we all know, that wasn't the case. A toenail. Just a toenail separated the Ravens from pushing this game to overtime. And so the Chiefs escape with the win, while the Ravens are left wondering what could have been. But the reality is, Kansas City didn't play their best game, and they still came out on top. Meanwhile, Baltimore is left grappling with the same issues they've faced in recent years. A lack of versatility, offensive inconsistency, and a dependence on Jackson to do it all. Lamar Jackson said after the game, "They're not my kryptonite." And while that may be true, the Ravens still have work to do if they want to knock off the Chiefs. Thursday night was a painful reminder that while Baltimore is close, Kansas City is still the measuring stick in the AFC. It's a long season, and the Ravens will undoubtedly have another shot at the champs. But until they can match Kansas City's adaptability, depth, and consistency, they'll remain in the Chiefs' rearview mirror. Kansas City might not have played their best, but make no mistake, they're still the team to beat.